Currently, the built-in speed control system on this works, but it's not very efficient and it's hard to control with a flight controller. So I'm going to go and replace it with a brushed ESC. From what I've read online about how these motors work, these two main cables go to the motor and the other ones go to resistors to burn off the extra power, which makes it really inefficient. But it means I should just be able to cut all these wires and just have the two main motor wires go to my controller. For the steering assembly, I'm going to have two servos like this with bent rods that will then push and pull on this bracket. And I can put the bracket through this tube here and then secure it with some epoxy. So I'm going to drill like pilot holes on the side and just try to drill it out because I don't really have a Dremel here. I stacked the servos and glued them together in a way to where the control arms, these, are about the same distance from where the motor is going to be, which is about here. And I reversed one of them, so now when I move the steering stick, one pushes and one pulls. I was driving around and the boat was working fine, but then the motor just ramped down and stopped. So what I think happened is that thing right there, the ESC, it came from an RC car and it might have a low voltage cutoff so it doesn't destroy normal RC car batteries, but this isn't an RC car battery. Now that I have this back in the garage, I'll explain some of the issues I had. So first off, the throttle started randomly cutting out and the steering would cut out, so it wasn't a low battery failsafe. So my suspicions are that this ESC from an RC car, and this thing's over 4 years old, I think that keeps turning off and back on. The other thing that could cause the flight controller, the ESC, and everything like that to lose power is I noticed one of my wires here looked like it had almost been chewed through, but only the insulation, and that wasn't there before I brought it into the water. I had left it unattended for about 15 to 30 minutes, so there might have been a squirrel that had jumped in and chewed that. My other main issue was that I had a really bad turn radius. So this is the max that the motor can turn currently, and I thought that it would do slightly better in the water, but it didn't turn at all unless I had the throttle on, and even if I did have the throttle on, it took almost half the pond to turn. So I definitely need to upgrade that. And up here, where the bracket connects, the glue wasn't great, and the other side's better, but neither of them are going to last very long. So the whole steering system needs to be reworked. Overall, it was a fairly successful test. I drove the boat around the pond a few times. Everything holds up to the water, no leaks. I had a minor issue where this flight controller, a speedybee F405 wing, the built-in Wi-Fi telemetry wouldn't connect to my laptop, and I've had that a few times on land before, but I tried rebooting everything and my laptop and it wouldn't connect. It might also be an issue with my laptop because I've had bad experiences with that before.